Hi, I'm Mario Mancini, former WWE wrestler and first inductee into the 2014 New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. When I want my wrestling news, I watch the Squared Circle.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the award-winning Squared Circle for April 22nd, 2014. Look, I got the date right.
Yes, absolutely.
This is John Zimmerman, as usual, and back from his contract negotiations, the Thunderous one.
And once again, am I the only one that got the memo?
Yes, you are.
What's going on here?
Well, you were in the contract negotiations, so you must
I
have created the memo.
Speaking of our contract negotiations, you know, I was out doing that last week, and I happened to be watching the show, and I heard our guest, Joseph von Schmidt, say something about red cups.
There we go.
So that was part of our contract.
Red cups.
And we also got a little...
Oh, a little bubbly.
A little.
Oh,
Now,
couldn't even
I'm
get the
gonna be
name
able to-
brand.
I'm going to be able to function, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll turn the label. There we go.
Wow.
And we also got a double the pay we're getting now.
Excellent.
Of course.
Excellent.
So,
McDonald's on me later.
We deserve it.
Excellent job.
but great to be back,
Yes.
and looking for a great show this evening.
And we must say joining us is Luke Maruka, one of the youths in the PWA youth program.
Yeah, and he's rather subdued tonight.
Yeah,
Compared to last time.
He's got a little...
I wasn't on last time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You weren't on last night, so you
No, with the youth, with the whole program?
No?
No.
You weren't with those meddling kids
It was
last
that
night?
other,
You
that
weren't-
other
you
kid that
weren't-
looks just like you then.
You weren't aware of the situation that happened a few weeks ago. On this
Yeah, I was
broadcast.
not told by all the Utes.
Ah. Well, that was good because it was quite a train wreck.
It was a train
So
wreck.
you avoided
I
embarrassing
reported.
yourself.
It was worse than the last episode of WCW Thunder.
Wow.
Worse
That's
than,
bad.
Worse than the last episode of TNA?
Worse than anything Michael Cole did.
The TNA so I caused me to slip back into a coma on Thursday night. I turned it on. Next thing I knew, it was 3:15 in the morning.
But something that definitely did not cause anyone to fall asleep was PWA Risen.
Excellent, excellent show.
Holy
Yeah.
expletive. Wow.
I want to say that was the best independent card I've been to in a long, long time.
I'd
I've been
have to
some good
say
ones.
I'll
ever.
second that.
I'd have to say ever.
I'll
Yeah.
second that.
Lucifer Lords deserves an award for
Yeah.
his jump off the balcony.
Lucifer Lords jumped off the balcony at the Balcony Banquet Facility in Hamden and into the ring,
Yep.
Which was quite amazing.
which
And knocked out Azrael and Joseph von Schmidt. Knocked them flat on their
quite a few.
keisters.
I thoroughly enjoyed the whole card.
But of course, Jay, you almost got injured a couple of times. Taken out. Hollywood
What
Jay.
is this? Is this because me being the icon of North Haven that I am, and I'm sitting front row, and I'm in another town? Are they worried I'm going to try to invade or something?
Yeah.
Not once, not twice, but 3 times.
3 times.
3 times. The third time was almost a charm. if they're worried about me taking over Hamden, guys in Hamden watching on Uverse, it's already happened.
Yeah.
So I mean, you don't. It happened a long time ago.
Yep.
But that was a tremendous card.
Just-
Although I gotta say one thing, I'm glad the card ended the way it did,
Yes.
because having a monkey as the face of the company, when you're trying to market yourselves to other television stations and networks and other venues,
What's best for business.
having a monkey as the face of the company would not be what's best for business.
And if I remember correctly, didn't you call him a B+ player?
I did.
Oh,
He gets a Saru is a solid B+.
wow. I think Saru's going to come on and spank you.
He's not going to spank me, that's for sure.
But Joseph von Schmidt won the PWA International Championship.
It was nice until he gave that little speech at the end.
Yeah. And something you will not see ever again on WWE programming, Mr. Justin Credible had some color
Yes, he did.
the hard way.
The hard way.
Wow.
That
The
was
real color.
that was everywhere.
And yeah, he was spouting like a water fountain at Travis
Like
Square,
the
right?
guys are Old Faithful over
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Yellowstone National Park.
Oh my goodness, just a mess. I mean, I posted the picture on our Facebook page, the Squared Circle Facebook page of Justin Credible's just crimson mask, and that's something we don't see on the PG
No.
programming
no.
anymore.
Never,
Nope.
never again.
Nope.
So,
Not anytime soon, at least.
and I mean, the rest of the card, all the way up and down, just an incredible show, an incredible job. Mr. Joseph von Schmidt was here last week and gave us the rundown, and hopefully once the DVD comes out, we can show you some highlights of it. And we've got some great news coming up, as Joseph von Schmidt kind of hinted at last time. He's working on getting his own performance center. But up until then, on May 31st, he will return to Hamden at the Balcony Banquet Facility.
Yeah.
So we look forward to that. And that is PWA Strikes Back, their
PWA.
second Star Wars titled show.
Exactly.
So we are...
Is everything okay back there?
What's going on here?
What happened?
Is there something wrong with the lights here?
And who might this be?
And what's going on here?
What are you freaks doing here?
What are
We're
you
not
guys-
freaks, Dad. We're not freaks.
Who is this?
Well, somebody posted about something about DED. What's this all about, fellas?
Who are you? What are you doing here? What are you doing on my show in my town?
He's invading.
And who might this be? We know you're Kyle Maruka from the PWA Youth Program. What's this, clown, maybe?
Looks like a clown.
Are you some kind of...
Didn't I
Some
see you
sort
at
of
circus
clown?
the other day?
Are you here to
Is that
amuse
Willow?
us?
From
Is
CNN?
it maybe a relation of Willow?
It's okay. No, he came to invade PWA and the Squared Circle.
Why?
He's not going to invade anything, as far as I'm concerned.
You don't got
Do
the
we have a name? Can we call you, what?
If we're being taken over, I mean, which I doubt. What do we call you?
Bozo?
Mask guy?
You said you saw him
Dead.
at the
Are you a
circus.
mime?
DED.
And what does DED mean?
Destruction, evil, darkness.
Destruction, evil, darkness.
Destruction, evil, darkness. You know, I could call Homeland Security right now.
So, do you have a manifesto? Do you have a message for us? Mr. DED? Nothing.
Nothing.
He came here to debut.
Debut.
Debut. Well,
So,
apparently,
debut what? He doesn't have any talent. What? I can't hear you.
he doesn't sing.
He's gonna break you.
We don't have time.
It looks like
I don't
you
have time
just
for these games.
We don't have time for a mime.
So
I have
you,
the gift of rhyme. I do it all the time.
you take your box and you run home.
Anybody want a peanut? Andre the Giant, thank you.
Do you have anything to say, or are you just gonna sit there and look like you've had way too much caffeine today?
I know.
And you're
I think we
wearing
had
a mask.
didn't we have some jabroni guy on before that kind of looked like
Yeah.
that? Are you related to El Jabroni? Are you El Pepperoni or something?
No.
El Jabrini.
El Jabrini?
Right.
Well, I think we're going to have to find out more about this DED character and get down to that youth program and kick some keisters.
You know, the Utes, if you're going to compare them to great groups like the NWO North Haven chapter, like the Inner Circle, it's like comparing ice cream to horse manure, guys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
And you've tasted both?
I've never tasted horse.
Well,
Oh, I don't know.
Are you trying to
being
imply I have a horse
that he
fetish?
came from the circus, it might have been elephant manure.
Oh, that's at the other show.
Yeah.
That's,
The
Were
two.
you
That's
in
a different show
Were you
altogether.
in the center ring at the circus?
Oh, I didn't.
He's
that was
almost
him.
as bad as TNA.
I think he's like a walking TNA.
A walking TNA. Well, we're going to have to get to the bottom of this youth program.
not a
down at
Carter, is he?
PWA. Oh,
Maybe he's
Is he a Carter?
he could be Ethan
Worlds
Carter
don't
IV.
need another Carter.
the world doesn't need another Carter. Well said, Mr. Maruka.
The only Carter the world needs is Jimmy Carter.
But getting back to our show before we were so rudely
I
interrupted.
know, really.
He will break
we-
anybody who gets in his way.
He's gonna what? To anybody?
Break anybody.
Break anybody.
Okay.
He's-
Well, we look forward to your in-ring debut, but until then, you got nothing to show for us.
you gonna? Oh, well, he can show. He shows he can point. We know that.
Well, anytime you want to get in the
Table.
ring.
I've forgotten more about this town than you already know. Okay, buddy.
All right. Well, getting back to what we have Extreme Rules.
We have a
Coming up.
lineup for Extreme Rules, the next pay-per-view for the WWE. I'd like to get to that. First, I'd like to comment on the vicious assault last night at the hands of Kane, a real masked freak,
Yep.
on Daniel Bryan, the WWE champion. What really went on behind the scenes is, unfortunately, Daniel Bryan got news of the passing of his father
Right.
earlier that day, I take it.
Yeah.
And this was designed pretty much to get him away from the arena for the rest of the night. Don't know when Daniel will be back from his, family
Well, I'd
matters.
imagine you need some time off to.
Extreme Rules is what I heard. He's going to be back for Extreme Rules.
He'll be back for Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
I heard he's
Gives
gonna
him-
face Kane.
He will be facing Kane for the WWE title.
Well, Kane pile drived him not once, not twice,
but
but
three times.
That's a theme tonight.
Right.
On
Sound familiar,
three
Jay?
different surfaces.
3 times.
Oh, right. Good point. In the ring, on the steps, and
On the announce table.
that's right. Wow. What did you
Right.
think of that?
I thought Kane shouldn't have done what he did. One pile driver would have done it. But knowing Kane and then what Stephanie was doing
Right.
after was kind of disrespectful.
And I still think Stephanie is one of the most horrible actresses.
Oh, yes.
I saw.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I
I
don't
understand.
understand the point of her even standing in
No.
the ring and trying to even pretend to act remorseful when
Right.
you know she isn't. Why she was even standing there. I mean, if you're going to have her act remorseful, have her act remorseful.
Right, and she's telling Bree to run away.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. The whole segment was kind of silly. I understood why they did it, and like as you mentioned, just to get him off of TV for a while. But you know, any other time you would see like a run-in, or you know,
Yeah.
Stephanie could call out her husband, Triple H, to come and control Kane or
Right.
intervene.
The King of Kings.
Right. It just, you know, her, you know, shouting like Vicky Vale in the first Batman movie was just silly. It really was.
It looked like it was put together at almost the last minute, which I'm
Well,
sure
it was, but
It literally was. And like I said, if you're going to have her act remorseful, have her genuinely act. She needs to take some acting lessons. She just thinks she can act.
yeah.
She thought she could wrestle. That didn't really work. Now she thinks she can act.
Oh.
And she's now thinking she can run a wrestling organization too.
You said it. You said it.
But
I must say, before we get too far into the show, you can tweet us. From now on, we have our Twitter handle, which will come up on the screen
right.
any moment. You can tweet us during our show, and if we like your comments or you have something interesting to say, we'll
definitely forward.
shout it out.
We'll shout it out.
You know, so we got a lot going on in the WWE universe. Always Twitter, tweeting. Whatever.
Personally, I do not have a Twitter account, but the show now does.
Yeah, I took control of that. The one thing you need to do right now is on Indie Power Rankings at WordPress. They're having a contest for Match of the Week, and our good friends, the Normals from PWA, are up for Match of the Week. And if you can go on to our Facebook page and vote for the normal, we prefer you vote for the Normals, but vote for whoever you think the Match of the Week was.
Right.
But the important part is get on there and vote. Voting ends at 10 p.m., so you got a little less than 2 hours. And I know we all voted for
I
the
voted
Normals
today.
because that was Match of the Week of the choices that we were given. And we appreciate all your support, and PWA definitely appreciates it, and the Normals, that's Buzz Bloodsaw and Chance.
Right.
Won the tag team titles at Risen.
That's correct.
That's right.
They
And,
beat
The House
the House
Party.
Party.
before we continue on
The
with
party's
Extreme Rules,
over.
I do want to say that was a great tribute they gave to the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh yeah, I
yeah.
did.
Right.
I tweeted the picture out of Buzz Bloodsaw and his
That was
Warrior
excellent.
attire, and of course this week we also have our Warrior backdrop once again.
Of course.
I didn't want to give it up because I worked so hard last week on painting it, so we
You're
got it up
amazing.
behind
You're a
us again.
talented artist.
Yeah, I think I did a hell of a job.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely go to our Facebook page, please, and vote for who you think was Match of the Week. We prefer you vote for the Normals, but the important part is get out there and vote.
Get out there and vote. Your vote does count. Getting back to Extreme Rules, The Shield goes one-on-one with a recently reformed group of Triple H, Randy Orton, and Batista, known as Evolution.
Yes.
Which
The
I think
past.
it was a waste of time.
Yep.
Because I hear after Extreme Rules, Batista's going to go off and make another movie.
Oh, that's why he's here. He said it.
Yeah.
He said it. He's only there between movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he literally said it during
Yeah.
the WrestleMania
Yeah.
press conference, which took a lot of nerve as far as I was concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What I don't know.
Right.
I agree with
Shield.
Luke. Yeah.
Shield.
Shield.
Definitely.
Definitely the Shield. I'll go with the Shield. I'll go with Daniel Bryan for the title match. I'll go with the Shield for that six-man. In a steel cage, you're going to see John Cena go one-on-one versus Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt's got the whole world
In his hands.
Yeah.
What happened to that sheep mask?
I don't know. What happened to
Oh,
her?
it's out to be cleaned.
Oh, okay. All right. I see the losing streak of John Cena continuing in said steel cage match.
Yes. I agree.
I think that Bray Wyatt should go over big.
Mm-hmm.
John Cena needs to ride off in the sunset for a little while. Tired of him.
Couldn't agree more.
Go out, go have fun with your girlfriend in your new condo or whatever it is,
Right.
and just give us a break from Cena for a while.
Right. His gimmick is just
Let-
too stale at this point.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about the match last night where the fans got to vote
Yes.
on which member of the Wyatt family he would take on in his match.
And the fans decided
Yes.
that, okay, here we are, worst of the week. I don't even have it written down now. I'm thinking about it. How does that sound? The fans decided that John Cena was going to take on all three members of the Wyatt family.
Yep.
The fans aren't even on your side anymore, John. They're seeing right through you.
Yes.
John Cena, the worst of the week.
Yep.
I said it. Ad lib right there.
There we go.
How's that sound?
The 5 moves of doom have expired.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's time to go learn some new ones.
The 5-knuckle shuffle. Go 5-knuckle shuffle somewhere else. for a
Hey
while,
now.
please.
Hey now.
Yeah. We can't. No, we can see you, but that's just the problem. We don't
Want
want
to
it.
see? We don't want to see you.
Very good.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Go
Take
rap your
Fruity
next theme
Pebbles and go
song.
home.
Right.
Go home, eat some Fruity Pebbles, and spend your time with your beautiful girlfriend. But
Make a new rap album.
that's exactly, or try to at least.
Right.
The Intercontinental title will be decided at Extreme Rules. Big E defends against either Rob Van Dam or Bad News Barrett, depending on who wins between the two of them in the finals of the #1 contender tournament.
I'm gonna say RVD.
You're gonna say RVD, but I'm afraid I've got some bad
I let you say
news.
it. I let you say it. Yeah, I'm going to go with Bad News.
Bad news is you're looking at a new Intercontinental Champion
Yeah.
come Extreme
We've
Rules.
got some bad news.
They're
for-
trying to give him a little boost.
Yep.
They've had him.
They had, yeah. Well, he already gets a little boost every time he's up there with a gavel. But he's been to the dance before, Wade Barrett, and I think it's time for him to come up there again.
I like the character. I like the rejuvenated Bad News Barrett. I really think it's his time to come over. Big E really hasn't done anything with this title. You know, it hasn't done anything for him.
He didn't defend it at WrestleMania.
Right.
He was in the
No.
Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Yep. Excellent point. Yep.
Big E's just turning out to be just a regular, average, run-of-the-mill big guy, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And you know,
Mediocre E.
mediocre.
And what about Dean Ambrose?
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose seriously needs to defend his United States title.
Yeah,
Is he at the point where he's had the United States title the longest out of anybody?
He,
Still a couple days short.
Or he's pretty darn close.
Yeah, since MVP went over to TNA,
Right.
they want to erase any memory of him.
Oh wow!
I
So
see.
yeah, well, he's due to eclipse that mark, like any day now.
now, is this counting any U.S. title reigns from the NWA, WCW days as well? In
I
addition,
think it's just since it's been a WWE property.
just has been since it's been a WWE property. But it's still, as far as the WWE property, yeah, he's about to get there.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, a lot of it that's said in the fact that he hasn't really defended it lately.
Right, right.
But
That's like Moolah having the women's title for like how many years because she wasn't on TV. That she held it, and she was basically in semi-retirement and never had to defend it. So she
never
held
had
it
to
for
defend it.
like a dozen years or so, whatever it was. It was crazy.
Dean Ambrose had those couple of matches against Mark Henry, but it wasn't much.
Yeah.
It's not to say that Dean couldn't successfully defend that U.S. title.
Right.
He just needs to get out there and work it a little more often.
Yep.
And as much as the Shield is over right now, I think it would be also good if they tried to go their separate ways too, and you know, at least do individual matches every now and then.
Yeah, well,
Not-
you're definitely going to see a huge push for Roman Reigns, and we've been predicting that for a few weeks now. And more than likely after Extreme Rules, that's where we're going to end up, is somewhere Roman Reigns is going to come out with a big program after that.
I
Yeah.
think so.
I think for the rest of this decade, at least, you're going to see that the whole company revolve around Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns
Yeah.
as being the two top guys.
Yep.
But also, what do you make of Paige, the new Divas champion? I mean, it's nice to see somebody come up and get a push so quickly to win a title.
Right. I mean, my problem is, unless you were a huge fan and a follower of the NXT product, she came out of nowhere.
Nobody
she had
knew
no
who she was,
Right.
yeah.
You know, she had no build up.
Yeah.
She just walked in the door and got the title. And you know,
That's why a
it's-
lot of divas think she's a flash in the pan.
there you go. It's a real slap in the face to the girls that have been on the program, you know, all this time.
Right. And it's
Especially.
nothing against the woman neither. I mean, we don't.
Oh no.
Right.
But you know, I mean,
Just the way that it was done, yeah.
you know, I mean, the business is always about paying your dues and
Yeah.
working your way up. And you know, regardless of where she came from prior to being in the WWE, you know, I mean, you're not going to walk into the company and take the top spot. And you know, it's just perplexing to me of how their thinking is going.
Maybe part of their thinking is AJ Lee is not CM Punk's girlfriend, right?
She is.
She is.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Is this in some way trying to
An insult to AJ Lee.
insult AJ Lee for dating CM Punk, or
I
does it
kind of-
have anything
right.
to do with that situation?
I kind of figured that much.
Right.
And AJ Lee's contract is about to expire.
The same time as Punk's, right?
I'm not sure if they're in line with, but I know. I think Punk is up in July, and I think AJ's up sooner than that. So
Right.
it's
And
relatively
AJ
close.
hasn't been on television ever since,
Right.
and it makes you wonder. I mean,
If it's a little punishment or backlash.
punishment, backlash.
She's not even getting a rematch clause.
Right.
Not
Oh,
even
that's an
getting-
excellent point
Not
too.
even getting a rematch
And if
clause.
it is, I mean, that's pretty lousy that they would
Like,
do that.
Punk might not really care himself because he gets to see more of his girlfriends.
Right.
But to her, it's kind of insulting. It's almost like they're trying to say who's more important to you, us or Philip Michael Brooks.
Right.
And for a girl like her to have to choose, I mean, it's putting her in a bad position.
Yeah.
It's some kind of dirty politics
Yeah.
by the
Well,
Powers that be.
it's always been that
Stephanie
way.
and Triple H.
It's always been that way. Life is politics, but go
it's
ahead.
best for business.
So they say.
So they say. But this Paige, I mean, it also could be. I mean, she is British. We have two other people. I mean, we got William Regal there. We have Bad News Barrett there.
Yep.
I kind of want to look at her and look at them, and just see if I see a resemblance or not. I don't. I'm not. I mean,
Oh, you think she's a legacy or she's related
she
somehow?
also could. It's. I don't know. I would have to actually look at
We'll
this.
have to research that. I'm not
Right.
sure.
I don't want to start anything.
Well, we do
or-
know that William Regal is the head trainer of the Divas
Mm-hmm.
division, and as he has been for a long time. And I don't know.
That's also a possibility. Maybe they don't even have to be related. The fact that they're both English.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
I don't know. I really don't know where. Like I said, I don't know what their thinking is with just having her come out of the blue and just taking the title. It's got to be a real slap in the face to Natalia, who definitely wants the title.
Or
And,
Naomi, who's like, she's worked her way up from NXT
Yep.
to.
Right.
She took that bad shot to the eye.
I think she was supposed to get a title shot sometime between TLC and WrestleMania, but
think you're right.
since the eye injury,
Yeah.
Right.
Paige.
Yeah. And with the huge popularity of the Total Divas show, you would think that one of the girls
One of the divas, yeah.
would be from the Divas show, and I was almost expecting a split between the Bellas when they had the was it the Battle Royal match?
Yeah.
Was that what they called it?
The Vicky Guerrero Invitational.
Yeah.
That, I can remember
Right.
the fancy title.
I thought the same thing.
I thought we were going to end up seeing that, and they teased it a little bit, and I don't know. Like I said, I really don't know what's going to happen with this, and we'll see.
We'll definitely see.
But she's fighting Tamina for the Divas title, and Tamina's been there for a while, and she's been AJ's lackey, and so maybe they'll turn it over to Tamina.
Maybe without AJ not being around, that could very easily happen. This could have just been a way, to get AJ out of there for whatever political reason. That's between her and them. But also, a handicap match has been signed. R-Truth and Xavier Woods taking on Alexander Rusev.
Rusev. Well,
He is a big dude.
He is one big dude.
I'll take Rusev in this one.
I'll take Rusev. Where do you see the career of Rusev going in the WWE?
At this-
Ryback.
Yeah,
Battle Ryback. I was just going to say that.
You think?
I think so.
What's that?
But who's going to be the face in that?
Good question. But I see him eventually feuding with Ryback, possibly.
You're going to have
Yeah.
two. Rusev. You're not going to turn him face. At least not initially.
No.
He's got to be like a beast.
Rusev is going to work his way up through the ranks. Probably within the year get a title shot against Daniel Bryan. And just like most other big men out there,
Yeah.
I'll give it a year. He's dancing around with a great colleague.
Like
Wow.
Tensai and Brodus Clay.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, where did they dig our truth up from? Was he hitchhiking on the side of the road? Because we really haven't seen much of our truth
No. Or Xavier, really, too much.
ever since Little Jimmy.
No.
Little Jimmy.
What happened to little Jimmy?
He just disappeared. I don't know.
I know.
It went back into our true subconscious.
Well, we've had him on the show. He was a wonderful guest.
Maybe little Jimmy's following the buzzards.
Possibly.
He could be trying to follow the buzzards.
He was one of our better guests.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
And,
think so.
Little Jimmy, if you're out there, you're welcome to come back.
If you're not following the buzzards.
Right.
Follow the buzzards. Little Jimmy.
Next week.
Next week, Hugh Jackman. For all you Hugh Jackman fans,
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Yep.
Wolverine himself.
the Wolverine himself.
He punched out Dolph Ziggler.
Right in the
Yes.
right in the face.
To help Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Where's Zack Ryder?
Yeah. They haven't been
Maybe he's
using,
babysitting Little Jimmy.
They haven't
Maybe
been
that's what
using
he's
Zack
doing.
Ryder. Of course, CM Punk complained about that 2 years ago, and
Yeah.
they still haven't really been using Zack Ryder.
Right.
They
Well-
use him against like guys like Rusev and Ryback.
Yeah, he's a jobber right now. He does the JOB.
He does the JOB squad. He's still the internet champion, though. Apparently.
Oh yeah, of his own
Right.
his own channel.
His own, yeah, he can be the internet champion as long as he wants to be. He has his own internet channel. Why not? Where are they?
Where are they?
These Utes.
The Utes. Is Dead got something to say?
Is Dad ever going to say anything, or is he just going to just sit there and
Stu.
he's going to still? What? Good his name.
Dead said he wants a tag team match with him and Rubik's.
Ah.
Who's this
You're gonna have
Rubik's?
to. You're gonna have to book it through PWA. I don't book PWA matches.
No, neither do I.
We just report on them.
That's right.
So you make that happen. Are you his manager, or are you just his mouthpiece, or?
Are you his advocate?
Yes, yes, and in some way.
In some way.
So does that make him the ringmaster of the circus?
Are you guys getting an education at all as to how a public access wrestling show is supposed to be ran tonight?
Apparently not. Apparently not.
Dad says it's better than you three.
Wow. All right. Well, that being said, we won't cut to
There's 4 of us.
these silly boys. Yeah, Dead can't even count.
He
He can't spell.
Learn how to
Can't spell
It's called
DED.
the alphabet in kindergarten.
Can't spell, and he can't count. And he can't speak.
I don't think you'll ever see Dead being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame ever.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
It might upset him a little bit, but I just don't. I don't think it would be what's best for business, honestly.
Right.
But
Comedy Hall of Fame, maybe?
maybe you can go on after Mick Foley at the Joker's Wild. You can just stand there and it wouldn't even have to say anything, and they'd
Right.
just laugh.
People would just laugh. There we go.
It'd be the easiest comedy stint ever.
There we go.
Speaking of the Hall of Fame tonight, WWE Network is debuting the new Best of the Hall of Fame show. It's a 4-episode series. It's going to air Tuesday through Friday at 10 p.m. You get to relive some of your greatest WWE Hall of Fame moments. It's hosted by Josh Matthews. It's an example of WWE packaging their video library footage into new shows, so that way they can entice viewers to perhaps that haven't not done it yet, order the WWE Network.
Yes.
Right. It's a good sales ploy, I gotta say. Tonight at 10 p.m. you can see relive the Hulk Hogan induction. He was inducted by Sylvester Stallone at WrestleMania 21. Trish Stratus by Stephanie McMahon from WrestleMania 29, and Bobby the Brain Heenan by Jack Lanza at WrestleMania 20.
Yeah, Bobby Heenan would be my pick of the three to tune in for. I love Bobby Heenan.
I love Heenan.
I said it
He was
last week,
great.
and I'll say it again.
Yeah, I don't believe I actually saw his Hall of Fame speech.
Yeah, some of these are not available commercially and were not shown. I don't think until like the early 2000s did they air or include it in the WrestleMania DVD package.
Right.
So like especially the early ones, Hulk Hogan, unless you were at that event, for whatever reason they didn't.
I remember seeing Hulk Hogan on the USA Network that night, but up until 2004, I don't even think they incorporated the Hall of Fame in with WrestleMania.
Right, right.
Right.
And I think the first DVD they released was the 2004 one.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. That's something that Vince has been sitting on for all this time, and we haven't had access to.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, the WWE Network is doing a great job of giving
Now I
us.
know it's airing, like you said, this week at 10 p.m.
Yep.
Do you think after that they'll add it to the on-demand menu?
Oh, definitely. That has been the practice. They, have you guys watched Legends House?
Oh, awesome!
Awesome.
I watched it last Thursday when it
Wow.
debuted.
Wow.
That was hysterical.
Yeah, we had heard about Legends House like over a year ago.
Yeah, because it was originally for their YouTube channel.
Correct.
Wasn't that going to be it?
It was going to be originally the network was going
Yeah.
to be a regular cable network. And
Luke, did you watch it? You
No, I
haven't
missed that
No, oh, you
episode.
missed it? All right. Now, are those guys that you're familiar with just from like watching the history?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Tony Atlas.
Who we got to meet, by the
Yep,
way.
yep. Tony Atlas, Roddy Piper, Mean Gene,
Jimmy Hart.
Jimmy Hart,
Pat Patterson,
Pat Patterson,
Hillbilly Jim.
Hillbilly Jim, Hacksaw Duggan, and we're missing Howard Finkel.
Howard
Yeah,
Finkel.
the
I had,
Fink.
I had the pleasure of meeting Howard Finkel a few weeks back.
Right.
I've met Jimmy Hart before.
Yeah.
Great guys. Jimmy Hart's a lot of fun to be around, that's for sure.
Yeah, he is a good guy. He's a character. He knows he's a character, and he gives the fans what they want.
Exactly.
I do agree with them. What is Gary Busey doing there?
Oh God,
Oh my God!
Gary Busey comes. For people that don't know the premise of this, you get all these 7 legends, and the WWE has put them up in a house in South Florida.
kind of like Big Brother.
Yeah, kind of for 6 weeks, and they all have to live with each other and put up with each other. And Ashley, that's not Ashley Massaro, I don't believe, or some girl, the girl that came.
No,
that
that
came
was just
in,
a random model.
a random model that came in and told them that a good neighborly thing to do would bring pound cake to your neighbors and introduce yourselves. And one of the neighbors ended up being Gary Busey, of all people. So Gary Busey comes over and he's making them do all kinds of yoga twists and stuff. And he cooked dinner for them because Pat Patterson was trying to cook cabbage and it didn't quite
Oh
come
my
out.
God, that was hysterical.
So he stinked up the whole kitchen. The whole kitchen was smelling of cabbage, and
Yeah.
it had to ferment. They were going to have to eat it the following night. So they had to do something else for dinner, and
No.
I got to say, I mean, it's going to be very, very interesting seeing these 7 different characters having to put up with each other for 6 weeks.
Right.
I don't usually watch reality shows, but when I do, it's Legends House.
It's Legends
Oh, and
House.
of course, Mean Gene also.
Yeah.
And Gene Okerlund, of course.
Yeah, I mentioned that. Oh God, it was just a lot of fun to see. Just these guys that are out of their element and not used to getting along with one another.
Right. And it's bringing something serious up too. It's everybody is at the end of the show is in the kitchen. They're all having a good time. They're tilting back a few, and then Roddy Piper could not deal with it
Right.
and just went off on his own. And you could see he really probably wanted to take a drink, but maybe the rest of them don't know that he no longer drinks.
Yeah. It's possible.
Right.
Well, you know, here's the thing. All right, I don't know if you've ever had to deal with it or somebody that's had it. You know, we can't stop our lives because of somebody else's.
That's
you know,
right.
Maybe it was a little insensitive, but you know, Roddy had to take himself out of that situation.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, anyone that's been through alcoholism and is in recovery, you're going to find yourself in that situation. You know, unfortunately, you know, alcohol is a part of a lot of people's lives. You know, and a lot of people can handle one or two and be happy with it, and some people aren't able to do it.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and it's much like, you know, I mean, there are people that are diabetic and can't have sugar. That doesn't mean I can't eat a brownie in front of you.
Right.
You know, that's up to your self-control and your own personal actions.
It's like a bunch of people lighting up cigarettes, and the guy just threw out the pack 2 weeks before.
Well, you know, the thing, I'll disagree with that because the smoke is going to affect you if you're in the same room with it. But, you know, me having a drink isn't affecting you.
No.
Yeah.
You know, yes, you're watching me do it, and yes, you probably crave it. But, you know, it's out there. And you know, God, you know, we go to the arenas and there's people just, you know, chunking them down. And a lot of these venues, that's their main source of revenue.
Oh yeah.
Is concessions. And, you know, Yankee Stadium, goodness me, $14 a beer, and there's people lined up around the block for them. So, you know, I would love a piece of that
I know.
change.
Yeah. See, that's why I'm not trying to be cheap or anything, but going to these places, I refrain from alcohol use because
I do.
$14 for a beer, really?
That's not me, brother. You know me.
Right.
All right.
That's not for me neither. I mean, I'm willing to dish out the money, but I mean, I'm
you
not
know,
going to try to make somebody rich neither.
Right. You know, I'm not. I don't want to say I live up to the stereotype, but that one, in that particular instance, I am not going to spend that money.
No.
But people do it. You know, and you know, I'm not going to try to control other people's, you know, lives and habits as long as it doesn't affect me. And you know, unfortunately, Roddy got a little put out that these guys were tipping him back.
He got himself out of the situation.
And then he walked out of the situation,
Right.
which was
exactly.
fine.
You know, it was bothering him, and he had to walk out. It doesn't mean that, you know, they didn't have the right to do what they were doing.
But that moment of seriousness aside, it's a fun, enjoyable show. You know, these guys just trying to get along. And me and Gene walked into the house and said, you know, I've been married for 40 whatever years, and I haven't slept with anybody but my wife. And now he's in a house with 6 other dudes.
I know. And somebody, I think Jimmy Hart has to walk through somebody else's room just to get to the bathroom.
Yeah, that was a big thing for him. He's like, I have to walk through here to get to the bathroom.
Yeah, because he didn't want to like wake up the people. He knew the people that he would potentially wake up.
Right. So I mean, it just it was all, like the Odd Couple times times 7. So it's fun.
It's recommended viewing for it's Thursday nights at 8:00.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it goes
for
on
NXT
on demand.
It does go on
right
demand.
after that.
You can watch it whenever on the network, and it's right before the NXT wrestling.
Yep.
Which I think in order to keep myself awake on Thursday nights,
you gotta watch NXT.
I'm gonna have to start watching NXT.
Yeah.
Instead of going into a coma, thanks to the competitor totally non-action.
Right. We
WWE
got
is
some tweets
totally
coming
trying
in.
to get rid of TNA.
What's that again?
They're trying to get rid of TNA. They put everything on Thursday. Legends House and
Well,
NXT.
We got El Jabroni in the house.
They won't be the ones to get rid of TNA. TNA will get rid of TNA.
Yeah, they're self-destructing. So
Exactly.
what's their roster down to now?
I don't know, but Eric Young's the champion.
I don't know. I think there's more people in this room tonight than at a TNA event, including all the talent.
Eric Young's the champion. That's all I know. The beautiful people reformed for no reason at all, but just to stand there and look beautiful.
Kind of like Evolution.
Sort of.
Daniel Bryan, Eric Young.
Daniel Bryan, Eric Young. That's the biggest
Comparison,
the only reason why Eric Young has the TNA title is because Daniel Bryan has the WWE title.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, instead of coming up with original ideas on your own, you just, copy the other
Copy
guy.
success.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Right. Hey, if it works for one, let's try it.
But it works but the unfortunate thing for TNA, it just doesn't really work for them.
If you listen to Jim Ross has his own podcast now. This is the thing with wrestlers right now. Everybody's hopping on the podcast bandwagon. Roddy Piper's got his own now. Jim Ross has the Jim Ross Report.
Stone Cold Steve
And
Austin.
yeah, of course, Stone Cold, the Steve Austin Show. Steve Austin actually has two: Steve Austin Show and Steve Austin Show Unleashed. Talk is Jericho. So if you listen to the Ross Report, he mentions TNA, and he points out, as we do, that he wishes TNA were going to be the alternative to the WWE, and not, in his words, WWE light.
Yeah.
WWE light.
Yeah.
So, and we agree. It should be the alternative. Bring back the six-sided ring. Bring back the X Division. Something different that we're not seeing, on WWE.
Yeah, give us something
The
new.
first time I saw TNA, and it was on a Saturday night at 10 o'clock, and it had that six-sided ring, and all I saw was action.
Yeah.
And this is going
Hence
back...
the name, total
Yeah.
nonstop
and
action.
this was going back 10 years ago, and I was sitting there watching it with Bad News Bob, as a matter of fact, for the first time.
I'm afraid he's got some bad news, right?
Well, he's going to sue Wade for
I would hope so.
copyright, yeah. But anyway, we were just sitting there, we were like, wow,
This is cool.
this is really good.
Yeah.
Vince might be in trouble here. I mean, this is, for that 1 hour they were on Saturday nights to begin with before they moved to Thursday nights.
Right.
I mean, they gave you action.
Yeah. What do you think, TNA?
They had a lot more talent when they had the six-sided ring. They had Desmond Wolfe. Now they're trying to bring the Wolves.
The Wolves were from Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
but
Yeah, it's kind of a bland product, and I think Jim Ross hit it right on the head. It's WWE light, and rather than be something different in the wrestling business, it's just more of the same.
Yeah, I mean,
And,
it seems like every week, you watch WWE, and then whatever happened on WWE that week, it's like TNA tries
Yeah.
to copy, but
Right.
it doesn't
Yeah.
work.
It just doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah. It's like having Coca-Cola and then ShopRite Cola. It's kind of the same,
Right.
but it's not quite as good.
Yeah,
And,
something about putting the store
what's that
brand on
old
something
song?
just takes away.
What's
Yeah.
that old song from Sesame Street? One of these things is not,
Not
like the other.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. But I really want to see an alternative, and I'm very optimistic in this new Jeff Jarrett promotion.
Is there any more
Global-
news concerning that?
He
or-
hasn't posted anything as of yet. Global. What is it? Oh my goodness. Anybody?
Global Force Wrestling.
Thank
right?
you very much. Wow, brain fart.
Hollywood.
Global Force
Wow,
Wrestling.
I should take a nap before the show.
Thank you very much.
From now on.
Yeah. Global Force Wrestling. Jeff Jarrett, I'm really hoping that he does with this what he originally did
With TNA.
TNA and bring us something different that we're not seeing, in TNA or we're not seeing in the WWE. And I'm not saying you need to go the ECW route and try to make everything, TLC and,
No.
all that crazy stuff. I mean, that could be like the blow off of a match, of a program where these guys work 6 months and then they get to some sort of extreme match. But, something different, like they had the six-sided ring and they did all of the other, innovative stuff. They
If
had
they're
the
going to call
X
it
Division.
Global Force, I mean, you're, hence the name. He might be looking at all different continents
Yeah.
and see, he might be going to indie promotions all around the world.
Right.
And trying to just bring people up that nobody's even heard of ever.
Right, so we saw it a little bit with the ECW brand when they brought in the cruiserweights, they brought in the luchadors, they brought Heyman was bringing in a little bit of this, a little bit of that to change it up, because you know
Right.
he realized that everything couldn't be that, you know, throwing guys through a flaming table every day. So he brought in the cruiserweights, which TNA called the X Division, and you know it was a different style of a match. So you don't see the same match. You know, these two guys generic, these two guys generic, these two guys generic, all doing the same thing.
I love DCW.
Yeah.
It was one of my favorites. And speaking of Paul Heyman,
Yep.
did anyone notice the mess up on Monday Night Raw last night?
Yeah.
What was
That,
the Paul Heyman mess up last night?
Well, Paul Heyman was in the ring doing his ranting and raving, and all of a sudden they went to commercial.
They did.
And they come back, he's still in the ring talking, and you have Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler. No one said welcome back to Monday Night Raw. So I'm thinking somebody messed up in the truck.
They weren't even supposed to go to commercial.
Nope.
And Michael Cole thought they were just, you know,
I
we're
don't-
still alive.
Yeah. Right in the middle of his ranting and raving. They went to commercial.
So that's the runner-up for worst of the week.
right. We're getting some tweets in El Torito and Hornswoggle.
Really?
The new
Wow.
feud. El Torito versus Hornswoggle.
There you
What do you
go.
guys think of that?
Filler.
Filler?
You know, I have to be honest. I was watching the other night, and I must have dozed off for like 5 minutes. I missed that entire match. I
Wow.
woke up after it was over.
Well, it was a short match.
Who won?
Whoa.
Who won?
The short guy won,
The
right?
short, yeah.
Somebody got the short end of the stick.
Oh,
Right?
I think it's just you know, it's comic relief and it's fun. It's good to see. We haven't seen Hornswoggle in a while, and we're waiting for his movie to come out, Leprechaun, the remake, and it should be fun. But I mean, it's just I want to know who this El Torito guy is.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's got some Mysterio kind of moves.
Could it be a Mysterio relative?
You know, I thought it was. I was told it wasn't, but I thought it was Dominic, Eddie Guerrero's son.
Eddie
What?
Guerrero's son.
But I was told it wasn't. But we'll have to research that and
We'll-
find out
we'll research
exactly
it
who it
and
is.
do
But
some-
I want to say I wanted to give a shout out to Dan Brignolo and El Jabroni for tweeting us tonight. Thank you very much. Everybody can follow us on Twitter now. I may not be the best at it, but we're going to try, and hopefully we'll get our Twitterverse.
Yeah, I
Going.
may have to. I signed up for a Twitter account and I don't remember my password, so I may have to go in there and.
It's not Hollywood.
No, it's totally something else. I'm just trying to throw everybody
NWO
off.
North Haven.
It could be. It could be NHC rules. I don't know.
I see that I see.
I want.
We need to get to.
I think we ought to get to that
Yep.
next.
With 5 minutes left.
With 5 minutes left, I want to say that ABC has a sitcom known as The Goldbergs. They're on Tuesday nights, by the way.
Yep.
I think they're on after us or something, or I hope they don't compete with us. But
Well, you got a DVR.
right, but they're going to be on May 6th having a tribute episode to the late great Ultimate Warrior.
Yes.
It's part of a 1980s wrestling themed episode. I think the Goldbergs itself takes place back in the 1980s.
Yes, it does.
So it's going to be a fitting tribute. Adam Goldberg, the producer, got a hold of Warrior's family and got the okay to do it. And so I think I've caught a couple episodes of it, but I may have to catch that one.
Well, I've seen every episode of the Goldbergs, being that I'm married to a Goldberg and my children are Goldbergs. They have the Goldberg blood, so I'm
see.
required to watch it.
You're
Even though I
required.
live it.
Even though your wife is of no relation to Adam Goldberg.
Somewhere along the line they must be.
Really?
Sure.
Why not?
Because they're all Goldbergs.
Bill Goldberg?
Bill Goldberg, why not?
Right. Back in the day, all just like all the
At some
Williamses.
point, we all came over
Exactly.
on the boat.
The boat.
That had to be one hell of a big boat. That's all I
Oh,
gotta
I
say.
know.
Everybody came over on the boat.
Yeah.
The boat. And where is the boat? It must have sank.
I don't know. We're still looking for it with the pings
The things.
in the middle of the Korean Ocean there.
Oh yeah. That's that boat, and there's that plane. And
Right, and the plane and the boat and A lot of things go missing.
Maybe there's a Bermuda Triangle over in that side of the world over there.
It's possible.
We're not aware of.
Is that clown still here?
Yeah, that clown is still here.
Should we bring him back out one more
All
time?
right, one
And
more
maybe,
time, real
maybe
quick.
he'll actually say something this time. What did you think of the show, Dad? Do you have anything to say?
Apparently not. Are you dead?
Not quite.
Well, that has been dead.
But if Dad wants to continue to make idle threats towards Hollywood J. Williams, I may have to bring one of my old crews back. And don't make me have to do it. They reformed Evolution. And don't make me have to reform the IC or the NHC. You don't want me to do that.
He says he'll ruin the crew.
He'll ruin the crew. Well, I'm afraid we have some bad news for DED.
I'm
There
afraid
is
he's
no
gonna,
ruining the squared circle. The squared circle is here
he will be dead.
for life.
We want to thank Mr. Luke Maruka
Thank
for
you,
coming out to
Luke.
the show. Excellent insight tonight. I really
Definitely.
appreciated it. I wish you were here for the youth program because you may have saved that show. Mr. Tom Dacey, any final thoughts?
No, always a pleasure. I'm glad to be back this week.
We appreciate your contract negotiations. He doubled
Right.
our salary.
We're going to celebrate, guys.
He doubled our salary so I can get a McDouble.
And now we actually have some decent cups.
Yeah, we got the red cups.
The red cups.
Thanks to Joseph von Schmidt for suggesting it.
Right.
And PWA, we're going to have hopefully some more information. The card upcoming May 31st. It was rescheduled to May 31st.
Just so that possibly I have a better chance of attending? Is that it?
Well, I think it was originally scheduled for Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
And in order so you can enjoy your Memorial Day, they moved it over to
And my
May 31st.
GPS did get us there. Jay didn't get lost.
Yes. And Tom
Because my GPS would have had us going towards Southington.
Tom was the fortunate winner of a raffle over there, which he shared with myself and Miss Goldberg. And it was just quite an event. And if you missed it, you got to go online. There's all sorts of footage that you can see on YouTube, cell phone footage, which I won't show on this show.
No.
But we will get professional footage that was shot by Mr. Dylan Zimmerman. And we'll get that on the show as soon as we get that edited and put together for
And
you.
you get to see a monkey.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe I ought to just bring this monkey. I think the monkey would do a lot more talking than this guy here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess we're all set.
I guess that just about wraps us up.
That about wraps us up. We'll tune in next week, and we'll have more great info for you. Good night and good luck.
Good night.
Bang, bang.